Welcome everyone, I'm Mike.
I'm Ruben.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Michelle. And we're the host of the Four True Crime Idiots podcast.
Hey guys,
Good.
how's it going?
Good.
Good?
How was your week?
How's everyone weekends going?
It's going good. Not too bad. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Same here.
We dodged the storm.
Yeah.
Sure did. Literally.
Yeah.
You all ready for this case?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yep.
Who we covering?
Today we're covering the murder of Abby Choi. What happened to her?
She got dismembered.
Oy.
They found her head boiled in a pot.
Ooh. That
And I
reminds
think
me
they
of
were gonna
the...
cook her too, I think. I think they were gonna eat her. Brutal, right?
Yes.
It's a brutal case, guys.
Oosh.
This is gonna be our second international case.
What was that first one?
The Summerton
This
Man.
summer tonight.
Oh, that's right. That was in
Australia.
Australia. All right. But where though?
Find out.
I'm not gonna say that.
We'll find out.
So this case, it reminds me of another case I read, and it's this female, but I don't know exactly where. I forgot her name. I think I wanted to say her name was Kathleen, or it starts with a K. But she had killed her husband, dismembered him, and was cooking him up, and supposedly she was gonna feed him to his kids because the kids were on the way to go visit him or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, I forgot how who called the cops on her or how they went over there, but he was in a pot. I need to find that case so I can say it better. But yeah, she dismembered him and put him in a pot, and I think they even say that like she even skinned him. So let's get into the Idiot Criminal Club.
Welcome to the Four True Crime Idiots podcast, Idiot Criminals Club. And here is today's Idiot Criminal Club inductee. Take it away, Mike.
Revenge-seeking arsonist sets fire to wrong house. Christy Louise Jones thought she was at an ex-boyfriend's, police say, by Arden Deere, user staff. Posted July 28th, 2022. A woman who intended to burn down her ex-lover's home failed to confirm the address and ended up setting fire to a stranger's abode, according to police in North Carolina. The result is that the alleged arsonist can't even claim the sweet taste of revenge as she sits in a jail cell. Alerted to flames on his front porch around 7 a.m. Friday, a Gold Hill homeowner discovered a woman standing next to a car that was blocking his driveway. According to an incident report from the Rowan County Sheriff's Office, she mumbled something and after brushing an armed homeowner with a vehicle, drove away, investigators say, for the Charlotte Observer. The man didn't know the woman for WBTV, but the license plate number he reported allegedly lived to Christy Louise Jones, 49 of Richfield, who was believed to have mistaken the home for that of a former boyfriend living in the same area. Investigators say she allegedly set two fires, one on the porch and another around a propane tank, used Flex Seal to obstruct the homeowner's garden hose and cut into the above-ground pool, causing an estimated $20,000 in damage. She's charged with felony first-degree arson, assault with a deadly weapon, and larceny of an animal, as she was allegedly holding one of the homeowner's dogs on a leash when she confronted her. Her bond was set at $101,500.
Oh man.
How were they dating if she didn't even know where he lives?
Right?
I don't know.
It's kind of funny.
How are you dating and you never been to his house?
Kind of weird.
And you end up burning the wrong house down?
Right?
Sure she knows where he lived?
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, man. What an idiot.
She made the club. She made the Idiot Criminal Club.
She did.
She sure did. And she had one of his pets with him?
On a homeowner's dog.
Oh yeah. Maybe they were dating, but they weren't dating that long enough that, he took her to his house. Maybe she was just crazy.
Maybe.
Or unless he was a little player, and that's why he never brought her to the
He has
house.
2 homes.
Yeah. Not so much 2 homes, but like maybe he was just that type that they're just,
Well, yeah, but
hooking up only in,
how did she go to the wrong house though?
I don't know. Was it during the day or was it at night?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it was those houses that they all look alike.
Got the wrong address.
Got the wrong address or something. That's crazy though. That was ballsy of her.
Right?
I wonder, but the propane tank?
It didn't blow up.
Oh my gosh. I wonder.
They never said it was blew up, right?
No.
She still did $20,000 in damage, though.
Now we're going to talk about the murder of Abby Choi.
Abby Choi was 28 years old and was a model, socialite, and internet celebrity from Hong Kong when she was reported missing on February 21st, 2023.
So she modeled
Yeah, she was like a model. You know,
So is she like a
like an influencer.
huh?
She was an influencer.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
like a TikTok type kind of.
Kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Mostly Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A way to earn a living.
Well,
Now it is.
actually, it is.
It
I know.
is. I'm sorry, guys.
It's a joke,
Yeah, what?
man. It's a joke.
Yeah,
They
she
make
was
pretty
like-
good money.
Don't say
She was
it.
like, another good way to make money, being an influencer. Like, no.
It actually is.
No way.
Like
Oh,
I
look.
told you, like I heard, it's like I heard on somewhere that the Kardashian kids, their daughters, they're like the kids, not them themselves.
Yeah.
Courtney's kid, Penelope, she gets paid 8,000 or 5,000 every TikTok video she makes. Can you imagine all she has to do?
Miss, we'll do a dance on you.
I
On
am
TikTok.
on TikTok,
Fortune from this podcast.
right? I'm all like this. What?
That's
I would only have to do like 2 videos. There you go. I'm set for the month.
On February 24, 2023, 3 days after she was reported missing, Abby was found murdered, with her headless body discovered in a village in Tai Po, a suburb of Hong Kong. Reportedly, some of her body parts were hidden inside a refrigerator, and some of them were cooked.
Oh, you know what's up with these people dismembering? There's another case out in New Orleans after I think Katrina had happened, and it was this couple who they stayed behind and they worked. I forgot, but I think they had like a building upstairs where they stayed.
Yeah.
And they were saying, of course, around that time it was real like because they were just getting New Orleans back and track and all that. But like he snapped or something like that, and he killed his girlfriend and dismembered her and put her parts like in different areas in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then I think he wound up killing himself because they found a suicide note explaining that he was sorry for doing what he did and that they would find her in their refrigerator or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe they just do it to like hide evidence
I guess.
or something.
I don't know.
I can't even.
Imagine.
According to the police, a total of 7 suspects have been arrested so far for the murder of Choi. Her former husband, his brother and parents, the alleged mistress, her former father-in-law, and 2 others. Investigations are currently ongoing.
The whole family.
She didn't have any kids with him or anything, right?
I think
Yeah.
she did. 1 or 2.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Poor kids.
No. Huh.
Man.
So like, how far did it get that they have to do that to her?
I mean,
Right?
like, how mad do you have to be at a person that you know, well, even your dad's former mistress to help you out?
His dad, his mom,
Yeah.
and the mistress.
And the mistress. I was wondering if she was close to someone there or trusted them enough to be like, okay, I'll go over there.
Be lured over there.
Yeah, to be lured over there.
Maybe
I want to know why the mistress of the father-in-law
was involved.
was involved. Did they ever mention who the 2 others were? Because you got the former husband, you got the brother, you got the mom, the dad, and you got the former mistress. So there's 2 more that they're not mentioning.
I don't think they had anything to do with the murders. I think they had something to do with helping the.
Hiding the evidence.
Hiding the
I-
evidence?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. But why would you not want to report it, though? I guess you'll be afraid it might happen to you, too.
Probably.
But maybe it has to be anonymous? Hey, I'm going to tell you something
Oh, they did.
over there. You can't tell them I told you, though. Let's talk a little bit about Abby Choi.
As the eldest of 3 daughters, Choi grew up in a wealthy family that operated a construction business that had connections with businesses in China. Choi first debuted as an influencer before she subsequently expanded her career into mainstream media. She was known as a fashion icon who could mix and match pieces in ways that made her a trendsetter, and she had more than 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, so she wasn't an Instagram model, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fashion.
Yeah. How do you become an influencer?
I don't
How does
know.
that work?
I have no idea.
I think you have to have the followers.
I think it depends on how many followers you get.
And why is it called an influencer?
Because people see like what you are. Okay, well, like in her case, since she did fashion,
Mm-hmm.
it says that she would mix match her clothes to the point where people liked it, so they would
So-
kind of like copy her.
Oh.
So they would follow her, to see what she, for tips or
Yeah.
see how to,
I'm old. I don't understand this stuff going on.
Me neither. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird. Just wear whatever you want.
I mean,
Don't follow other people.
I'm going to send a trend about wearing joggers with Halloween and horror movies on them.
She also regularly attended the Paris Fashion Week and had been featured in several magazines, including Elle, Harper's Bazaar, and Vogue. Less than 2 weeks before her death, Choi was featured on the cover of fashion and luxury lifestyle magazine Elle Official, Monaco.
She was sitting in the big times.
It's like she was
And the
making-
Paris Fashion Week, whenever there's a fashion week, it's like a big old thing.
Yeah.
They have them in New York.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think the big one is, I think it's the Paris. Yeah, it's she
was making it.
was making it.
Mm-hmm.
Choi married Alex Kwong when she was 18 years old and had 2 children during their 3-year-long marriage before it ended with a divorce on an unknown date. Despite their divorce, Choi maintained a close relationship with her former husband and his kin.
So she was close to them still.
Yeah.
That's scary, man.
Mhm.
That's scary because you're thinking you have this close, tight relationship still, and
So what happens?
yep.
Afterwards, Choi married her current husband, Chris Tam, whose father is the founder of a restaurant chain, Tamji Yunnan Maxion, and she had 2 more children with Tam.
I think it's like a gaming news.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Like a ramen soup, or
Yeah.
is it just like a?
Kind of like ramen soup noodles.
Oh, okay. Kind of like a pho. Or
That's more.
different.
That's more Vietnamese.
Oh, okay. So this is more of a
Noodles.
noodles,
Yeah.
regular
Ramen.
ramen noodles.
So she already moved on.
Yeah, she moved on. I didn't. They don't mention how fast, not fast, but like how quickly she moved on. But she moved on.
They were well off too. She
Yeah.
was making good money. Apparently, he was too.
Choi also engaged in philanthropy by co-founding Homeless Charitable Organization, a group dedicated to help stray animals. Her personal net worth was more than HK $100 million.
That's a lot, even in the U.S. That's like what, 12 million?
Yeah,
12
12 million.
12 million.
Almost 13 million.
Yeah, almost 13 million in U.S. So either way, she's good.
Yeah.
Well, I had 13 million. You know what I'll do?
What's that?
Do that family compound where each one of us has our own houses. So we
So
can
that's like a damn cult. I will not be part of a cult.
build our own house. Throw a couple of houses in the back for the girls. Build one for Sean. Wow. She was doing really good for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm starting to wonder why he did it.
What happened?
I wonder if money has to be involved.
More
More likely, right?
More likely, yeah.
Usually.
Did they say what he did? Her former husband?
I don't remember.
Well, yeah, I don't remember what he is.
They only talked about her current husband, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what he did.
Probably reaching off her.
And what?
Probably leeching off her.
Probably. Who knows? She already came from a wealthy family to begin with.
Yep.
Now let's get into the discovery of Abby's body.
On February 24, 2023, 3 days after her disappearance, the headless corpse of 28-year-old Abby Choi was discovered at a Tai Po village house in Hong Kong. As we mentioned before, some of her body parts were hidden inside a refrigerator, and some of them were cooked. The police therefore classified the case as a murder.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I would hope so.
Yep.
Looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Troyer was reported missing after she failed to pick up her daughter from school, as she normally did, and she last entered the car driven by her hired driver, who was also her ex-brother-in-law.
Oh, man.
So they were trusted.
Mm-hmm.
They worked for her.
A meat slicer and an electric saw were also found at the scene, according to police statements to the press.
So, we know how she got there.
Yeah.
The brother-in-law took her. Yeah.
What a psycho.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder if they were cooking her body parts to like eat it or like to feed it to animals to get rid of the evidence.
Well, I don't know. Either way.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
But it's like weird that,
It's their culture.
yeah,
Right?
maybe.
I mean, it could be. Let's get into the investigation.
After the murder of Choi came to light, the police first arrested 3 suspects on February 25th, 2023. One of them was Choi's former brother-in-law, Anthony Kwong Kong Kit, who was her hired driver, while the other 2 were the first suspect's parents, who both used to be Choi's parents-in-law before she divorced her first husband, Alex Kwong Kong Chi.
Yeah, but how can you look at your niece's face in the morning knowing that what you're already planning to do to her mom,
I don't know.
right?
I wonder how long they've had a plan. Well,
Right, probably for a
True.
while. They
right.
probably started Had to be. I mean, I don't think they would just that on that day wake up and decide
Let's kill her.
let's kill her. You know,
Yeah.
I bet it's been going on for a while.
After a citywide manhunt by police, with a reward amounting to HK 2 million, Alex Kwong later became the fourth to be arrested after he unsuccessfully tried to escape Hong Kong by boat. It was alleged that the death of Choi was masterminded by her former father-in-law, Kwong Kao, former policeman who was previously accused of rape.
So it was masterminded by the ex-father-in-law, not
Yeah.
even the ex-husband.
Wow. So he,
Yeah, the issues with her, yes.
I mean, I guess so.
I guess so.
Man.
He had to if he was the one who
I don't know.
planned it all.
Huh.
That's scary, right? Now you have
Yep.
to worry about who you're marrying into.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And he was a former policeman, right?
Yeah.
I guess he abused his power because he was accused of rape. But I
Yeah.
wonder by who, though. Like, someone that he arrested, or I wonder by
Probably,
her.
yeah.
Or had to be, right?
Yeah, it was someone he arrested, I think.
The motive was believed to be the result of a money dispute. The luxury apartment believed to be bought by Choi before putting it under her former father-in-law's name. The luxury apartment is located in the Dory Hill, Kowloon Tong, one of Hong Kong's most prestigious addresses, and the neighborhood is home to some of the city's wealthiest people.
So she put a high-rise
She did all that for him.
apartment under his name.
Yeah. Well,
But I'm wondering, it because he had asked her to do it, or there were so much things that she can have under her name that she had to like. So I'm wondering if she had to use his name because she already had so many under her name. I don't know.
I'm not sure he did.
You know what I'm trying to get at?
I don't know. But, like, she did that for him.
I know.
What's his problem?
I'm wondering if when it came down to like, well, obviously the rent when they get it, right?
Yeah.
And when it came down to whatever was left over for them to keep for themselves, if she was going to get more of it than him. And in his eyes, it's like, well, it's under my name. I should get more of it. And maybe she thought, like, well, I bought it for you.
Yeah.
I deserve
That's
to get
true.
the most cut than you.
Sounds like a terrible family.
I know.
Right? Since it was about money and his name was on the lease, maybe they were trying to sell it or something. And he wanted money.
Maybe.
That's true. But she would get it.
Yeah, because it's hers.
That's true. Maybe.
Or maybe he needed her permission for something, like Ben said about selling it. And she was just like, no.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were going to get kicked out because she was trying to sell it. And they were like, no.
Right.
On February 26, 2023, the police found Choi's severed head and several of her ribs inside a pot of cooked soup.
Oh, gross.
Gosh.
My head was freaking cooking in a pot.
And her
Gross.
ribs.
And her ribs.
Yeah.
They were eating the soup.
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, they were eating it.
I think, well, what else do you make soup for?
They either planned on eating it or, like I said, maybe feed it to animals or something
Maybe.
to get rid of the evidence.
Mm-hmm. No way, man.
Hmm.
At the same time, the police arrested a fifth suspect in connection to the killing, a 47-year-old Ning Chi Wing, a mistress of Kwong Kao. She was said to have helped hide Alex Kwong before his apparent attempt to flee Hong Kong.
Really, mistress. I think that's funny.
Right?
I know, right?
The search for the other missing hands and torso and other body parts remained ongoing. More than 100 officers were mobilized to search for the other missing body parts. Currently, the police were searching through the Northeast New Territories landfill and Ta Po Ling for the missing hands and torso. They are also currently questioning the villagers to seek more information needed to solve the case.
So they haven't found the torso and her hands, right?
No, they haven't.
When did we ever see those? Oh, they've
Mhm.
already been eating?
Probably. I don't know.
They could have been.
How did you? Were you starving?
Because they're sick. No, they weren't starving. They had money.
Yeah, they had money. They're just sick.
DNA testing results revealed in March 2023 that a recovered head belonged to Choi. On February 27, 2023, the police proceeded with murder charges against Alex Kwong, his brother and father, while charging Alex Kwong's mother with perverting the course of justice.
What's that?
I don't know. I wonder
What do
if
you
she
call
was
it?
trying to,
Like hide evidence?
yeah, maybe that's what she was cooking it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Evidence tampering?
Yeah. Maybe they weren't going to eat her.
They were just, so if they were to come, it's like, oh, we're just cooking dinner.
Yeah.
But like,
Sarah just did a meat off the bones, you know what I mean?
yeah. And like Ben said, maybe they're going to feed it to the dogs or just dump it somewhere.
She was deliberately doing something that will make it difficult to discover who really committed a particular crime.
So that's what you were doing?
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why she was cooking it, but I think also she was trying to do other things to kind of point it to another direction and not so much
Oh.
on her husband and her
Yeah.
sons. I wonder how she felt though, knowing that the former mistress was all in the mix.
Something.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's weird.
All four suspects were officially charged in court, were denied bail, and will be held in remand pending investigations. Their cases were adjourned to May 8th, 2023. Ning was charged with abetting a murder suspect, but she is currently released on bail.
I would have released her.
I wouldn't release any of
Not only that, it came to light that Alex Kwong was the suspect behind 7 alleged cases of theft that occurred for nearly a decade before Choi was killed, and had once absconded despite being scheduled to appear in court in 2015. Hence, Kwong was charged in court for these cases as well.
So he was already in trouble too, right?
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But they still haven't said what he did for a living. His dad was a cop, but what did he do? Professional
Tell
thief.
me, he leech off her.
He was probably leeching off of her, right?
Yeah.
On March 2nd, 2023, a sixth suspect, 41-year-old Lam Shun, was arrested on suspicion of aiding and abetting Kwong to escape Hong Kong by boat for a payment sum of HK 300,000. Lam was an employee of a yacht rental company. Lam, who was charged on March 6th, was granted bail.
And is that the mistress?
No, that's
That's just another person?
yeah, this is another person. I don't know
The guy who
who.
tried to drive the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A seventh suspect named Irene Chun Hayin, 29-year-old Hong Konger and friend of Alex Kwong, was also arrested in Shenzhen, China, on March 7th for abetting Kwong in his attempt to escape from Hong Kong, and she was handed over to the Hong Kong authorities. Chun was charged on March 8th and later granted bail of HK 50,000, but she was given a travel ban to prevent her from leaving Hong Kong.
They should have travel banned the other guy too.
I know.
He was
all of
employee
them.
of a yacht.
Yeah.
Whoever's, yeah.
Yep.
So 4 of them were convicted of the killing, and then the other 3 were just for evading the.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So they involved a lot of people.
Yeah.
According to the laws of Hong Kong, a conviction for murder carries a mandatory sentence of life in prison. Originally, the death penalty was the sole legal punishment for murder in Hong Kong before it was fully abolished in 1993, allowing judges to instead impose life sentences as a permissible penalty for murder.
Wow. So all they're gonna get is life imprisonment. That's it.
Yeah.
No justice.
I know.
In another development of the case, Troy's mother filed a court injunction to forbid Kwong Kao from selling the property linked to her daughter's murder, and to seek a declaration that her daughter was the beneficiary owner of that apartment.
Hope she wins.
I hope she wins, man.
I know. She deserves it.
That makes me think that he was trying to sell it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe he couldn't do it because it wasn't under. Well, it's under his name, but I wonder if she had prime.
She could somehow stop him.
Yeah, like they needed permission from her.
Yeah.
Maybe
She was on the lease, but as like a co-signer, and she had him as a
Primary.
primary.
Maybe.
But they needed her permission.
Maybe.
Hope the mother wins.
I know. Let's discuss other things.
The case of Troy's killing brought shock to the whole community of Hong Kong, as well as making headlines internationally. The high-profile nature of the crime has also brought to light several notorious murder cases that happened in the past, including serial killer Lam Po, whose original death sentence was commuted to life in prison. The Bramer Hill murders of 1985, in which 5 youths were convicted of killing the 2 victims, with 2 being imprisoned indefinitely and 3 serving life sentences. And the Hello Kitty murder case of 1999, where 3 persons were sentenced to imprisonment terms of between 18 years and life.
Ooh, the Hello Kitty one was brutal.
Really?
Yeah, and I read a little bit more about it, and they were saying that the reason why they killed her was because she worked at a bar, I think, and the guy that killed her, he was there, and they were talking, and I think she was like desperate for money also. So she kind of like swiped his wallet, and he found out, and so he went and he
Sure.
killed her.
Wow.
Yeah.
She made the wallet.
Yeah, but it was kind of crazy. Yeah, because I think I read it more on oh my goodness, I might have been watching a show, I think, or it popped up somewhere that I was reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Talk
they
about
had
overreaction, though.
yeah. Well, I'm saying Yeah, the guy got, I want to say that she worked as a bartender, but I think she was also homeless, I think. Yeah. So, and, says she was desperate for money. And I don't know if she asked and he said no. I don't know if she worked at the bar. I have to reread it. She could have worked at the bar or she was at the bar. It was one of those, but she met the guy at the bar. And I think she had asked him for money or she needed money. So she kind of like swiped his wallet. And I don't know how he found out it was her. And, cause I think a female was involved too in that killing, right? I think there was. And I think that Mima was arrested because she was part of the torturing of her. And they would make her eat her own feces.
That's
It was
gross.
brutal. Yeah. They like tortured her like for a good while before they stuffed her head in the Hello Kitty bag, right? You never heard of that?
Never heard of it.
We're gonna have to discuss that one on
Maybe.
because it's
Future episodes.
yeah.
The community at Tai Po Lung Mai village, where most of Choi's dismembered body parts were recovered, also made plans to perform Taoist rituals to calm the spirit of the deceased due to the horrific and tragic nature of her death. Choi's family members and friends gathered outside the crime scene to show respects. The police also made a press conference assuring the public that they would put in efforts to ensure that justice is fulfilled to the fullest for the victim and her family. They also stated with the help of GPS records and CCTV footages, they were able to solve the case.
All right. That's
Good.
Yeah.
I hope they all get life.
I hope so too.
Yeah, man. I hope they get tortured in there.
So what do you think about this case?
It was a doozy, man.
What was
It was
And that's
brutal.
brutal and sad. She trusted obviously she still trusted in them enough
for the
for her for her to put a building under her father-in-law's name.
Yeah.
The
But
brother-in-law still worked for her too.
Yeah, for the road to
And-
your driver.
yeah, I wonder if they were jealous of her in a way.
That could be.
Could be too, no?
Because they were probably struggling and she's over here. She was set for life.
Basically.
She was doing good on her own and her parents they were rich. So, I mean,
Yeah.
either way. And it wasn't her fault that the father-in-law was
Forget.
crooked and the son too. Wow.
She just met with the wrong man.
We're assuming or was it over the building?
It was over money
Yeah.
and the building.
And the building.
Oh, okay. Unless she wanted to close it, right? She bought it. Maybe she wanted to close it because maybe I know that wealthy people live there, but maybe it wasn't doing so good.
I don't know.
Because of financial reasons.
Remember what?
She was going to sell the apartment. She began making plans to sell the luxury apartment she bought for the Plum family and her two children. Although Abby paid for it, it was registered under her ex-husband's father's name, who allegedly arranged the mortgage agreements as such to avoid paying nearly 8 million Hong Kong dollars, $1 million US dollars, in stamp duty.
So she was going to sell it.
Yeah.
Abby's financial rearrangements greatly angered her ex-husband,
Um,
and his family.
yeah, we find out who took custody of the kids. I think that the new fiance took over the.
Yeah, it wouldn't have to be him because he's the father, right?
Yeah, but the other two.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of dismemberment, I've been watching the Dahmer, the one with Evan Peters. That dude was crazy. On that episode where they're talking about the one that almost got away, but the police gave him back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that his brother was almost a victim too? Yeah, that when on that episode, he picked up the boy at the liquor store because him and his friends were trying to get it.
Yeah.
So he convinced him to go with him again with the whole, I want to take pictures and I'll pay you. And so the little boy was sitting there and he goes, you don't know who I am, do you? And he was like, no, am I supposed to? He goes, you know my brother, he was here too. And, he said that you took pictures and other things. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, what? And they showed where they were trying to convince the cop, like to check his age to make sure that, he was really
Yeah.
19 because he said that he was 19 and that was his boyfriend and they were just having a quarrel. And his neighbor was like, and they show the actual call where she calls the cop again to see like what happened. And he goes, well, he said it was a boyfriend dispute, and
Yeah.
she was like, but did you check to see how old the boy was? Because that looked like it was a little boy. And he was like, no, ma'am. He said that he was 19. So, it was just like a lover's quarrel and I don't know what. She was like, oh, okay, but he looked like a child. Like she was trying to say like, hey, And the cop was this close to fighting his first victim, or one of the victims that he like left there. And he just, because I think they were homophobes. I'm not gonna lie. So because he didn't really like stepped in, like he just kind of like went like that, barely, and he had his first victim or one of his victims lying against the bed, and I was like, man, that's crazy. So this case, it reminds me of another case I read, and it's this female, but I don't know exactly where. I forgot her name. I think I wanted to say her name was Kathleen, or it starts with a K. But she had killed her husband, dismembered him, and was cooking him up, and supposedly she was gonna feed him to his kids because the kids were on the way to go visit him or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, I forgot how who called the cops on her or how they went over there, but he was in a pot. I need to find that case so I can say it better. But yeah, she dismembered him and put him in a pot, and I think they even say that like she even skinned him. All right, well that's it for today's episode.
Hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Four True Crime Idiots podcast. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And please follow us, the Four True Crime Idiots podcast, on all of our social media platforms. All of the links will be in the description. Until the next episode,
Stay safe.
Beware of your surroundings.
Stay vigilant.
Bye.
bye.